When the name of Whitney Houston pops up in media, we are ready to hear another abusive detail about her drug addiction and its fatal consequences. What went wrong? Was it really only because of drugs and publicity? Was her marriage such a disaster as tabloids still claim? This year, new shocking details were revealed. Here's the heartbreaking story of one of the world's most renowned vocalists. Discovering the phenomenon. The Houston family members were legendary figures in American gospel. Thus, little Whitney also started singing at New Hope Baptist Church. It was clear from the start that her voice was phenomenal. By the time she turned 15, Whitney was often performing with her mother and trying to get a record deal of her own. Whitney became famous as a teenage model and even appeared on the cover of 17 magazine. Unfortunately, this successful image was appreciated only by the public. Inside her family, things were horrible. When Whitney's mom went on tour, she left Whitney and her brother, Gary, with a cousin, a gospel singer named Dee-Dee Warwick. And what Houston's brother revealed in a recent 2018 documentary, Whitney, shocked the world. When their mother left for a tour, Warwick sexually molested Whitney and Gary. It happened when Whitney was just 3 or 4 years old. This incident created a psychological trauma that plagued Whitney for the rest of her life. This is what made Whitney so insistent on bringing her daughter, Bobbi Kristina Brown, on tour with her later on. Pop diva. Whitney almost immediately became a diva after she released her debut album, which was a sensation. Her wildest dreams came true, but being such a massive pop star came at a price. Every time she went out in public, Whitney had to act, look, and talk in a certain way. Every little thing she did was regulated by her strict contracts, and it took a great toll on her. That wasn't the real Whitney. Her identity slowly started to shatter. Success in the music business translated to the big screen, and for her first starring role in The Bodyguard, she virtually played herself. I Will Always Love You, the soundtrack's lead single, was top of the charts for 14 weeks, making it one of the best-selling discs in history. But her identity crisis became more visible, and rumors about Whitney using hard drugs reached the press. It was a common thing for Whitney and her brothers to party, drink, and have a little drugs. Her brothers gave it to her just for fun. No one thought it would go so far. Still, she maintained a very strong image as a good girl, until she met her bad boy. Whitney met another icon of that time, singer Bobbi Brown. He was known for his nasty behavior, troubles with the law, and for taking drugs. A lot of drugs. Tabloids were making bets that these two totally different people will split up within a couple of months. However, contrary to all expectations, within 3 years, Brown married Whitney Houston in one of the most highly publicized celebrity weddings in history. They were in love and very supportive of each other. Whitney and Bobbi Brown were on relatively equal standing in their careers when they met. But Whitney's phenomenal success of The Bodyguard came as a bit of a knock to Bobby's self-esteem, especially when his own career was caught in crisis. Brown was arrested several times for drug use and drunk driving. Houston became a victim of domestic violence and once had to call the police to calm Brown down. This incident quickly spread to the press. More and more people started to refer to him rather as Whitney Houston's abusive husband than as an artist. During his years of marriage to Houston, Brown produced only one album, which was a commercial dud. The press declared that he was the reason for Whitney's depression and aggressive addiction to drugs. Nevertheless, Houston was always by his side. He was her personal drug that she could not and didn't want to quit. She was with him during all the court meetings and saw him as the love of her life. Despite all the rumors and insults surrounding the couple, Whitney and Bobbi got pregnant. Parenthood. The birth of Bobbi Kristina brought peace to the family and deeply changed Whitney. She promised herself to become a worthy mother and found strength to stop taking drugs. But not for long. The couple's demons destroyed them. Whitney's darkest period occurred. Nobody could police Whitney. She did what she wanted, her own sister-in-law, Tina Brown, reported. Whitney's addiction to cocaine was getting worse, and it was ruining her career. At every new public appearance, people reacted with one question: is she high right now? Houston denied all accusations, but her lie was too obvious. Tragically, Brown's depression also got deeper, and it all had a fatal impact on their child. The little girl was living in terrible conditions, seeing her parents getting high right in front of her. In Brown's 2016 book, Every Little Step, he says he and Whitney failed their daughter, Bobbi Kristina, and often used drugs in their little girl's presence. Though family and public pressure forced Houston to go to rehab several times, her husband supported her while she was trying to get back on her feet. She was really working hard on herself to try and be a sober person, and she was a great woman. Last years. In constant attempts at rehab and returning to drugs, Houston lost her voice. Can you imagine how terrible it was for a singer like her? After dozens of operations, she finally recovered, and it seemed she was getting her career back. Unfortunately, the demons she had battled for so long caught up with her in 2012. Houston, one of the most successful recording artists of all time, passed away at the age of 48 after drowning in a bathtub. She was surrounded by drugs. 3 years later, her daughter, Bobbi Kristina Brown, was found unresponsive in a bathtub in the same horrible way as her mother. Bobbi died aged 22 after spending 6 months in a coma. Brown's life may yet become a tale of redemption, filled with the constant feeling of guilt. However, drug-free after years of therapy, he released a single, Get Out the Way, in early 2011. "I'm doing wonderful," Brown said. "I'm just moving forward with my life and trying to stay positive at all times." Despite the tragedy, the songs of Whitney Houston will live on with their powerful and beautiful vocals. Thank you for watching. Do you like touching and dramatic celebrity life stories? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and be the first to get the news.